Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and we're going to take a look at a brand new McCree, or rather the buffed McCree. This isn't the new McCree player, as we'll get into the email in a second. But this is new McCree. This is McCree with the 6-second roll cooldown. That means it's not 8 seconds, it's 6. This means McCree can roll more often, he can reload more often, so in theory, well, actually in practice, he can output more damage. So the question is, how does this translate into a game? So this is the email that we got. It says, "Hello, sir. I would really like to learn how to play McCree. I've played Overwatch about 100 hours, and I know McCree can be an enemy's worst nightmare. My aim at the start was pretty rusty, but game going further than I did better. Okay. Also, this map is the hardest one for me to play. I had very nice team with me, but my mic volume was accidentally really low. At season start, I was 1,700 SR, and I managed to get gold. Now I'm in between gold and silver, around 1,900 SR. I would be happy to have you as my illustrious coach." I mean, I added illustrious there. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, cool. So McCree at this level is going to be a lot of mechanical problems. It's going to be positional mistakes. Remember, McCree, you get dived, you're dead. McCree cannot escape. He can a little bit better now because he can roll a little bit more often, but that's about it. So we have to think about, what is his starting position? One thing as well, I'm not going to pause this one as often as I normally do because it is a fairly long clip, and I'd rather not make an hour-long overanalyze. That might be crazy. So a lot of this, I'm going to try and let it flow, and we're just going to look at kind of what you're doing. So the one thing we're going to look at here is you're not actually rolling to reload. There we go. We did it once, and then we're dead. So let's just run this back again. Watch this, right? So we start here. This is a bad position. We don't really want to be standing here, right? We should be with our team, round the side of the hotel, nice and safe. We can poke the missile through the choke. You see that Hanzo arrow? If that hit you, you're dead. You're out of the game, right? You needlessly expose yourself. We're doing damage here, right? One thing we can do, and you should always look to do this, is right-click or use alternate fire into barriers. Roll alternate fire again. You will put more damage into the barrier faster than you would do if you're just left-clicking. Nice attempt to flash over the barrier, but it didn't really work. At this point now, we're getting pushed back. We know they've gone through the hotel. We're moving around the side. They're just committing like crazy. We're rolling. We're kind of getting a bit spoilt for choice. We don't really know what to fire at, and then we die. This is all positional problem. If we started off where we died, then we could have pressured them before they even came through the hotel. Might have been enough damage to pick somebody off. So complete positional nightmare there. You were not in the right position at any point there. We've only done 260 damage, but a lot of our damage was done into a barrier, and of course, that's not shown on your damage stats. This, though, is where we need to think about what we're doing. What the hell are we doing? We're missing one critical component here. We have no barrier. There is literally nothing to stop Hanzo projectiles killing us as soon as we peek this corner. So we should not be peeking this corner. We just shouldn't even be. Like, you see Hanzo is there? Right, now we've got a barrier. Now we can stand by the Reinhardt. Now we can start putting damage out and just doing what we like. So we could go around the corner here. Obviously when, if Reinhardt's not going to put his barrier up, then, whatever. Okay, we know the enemy's got a Sombra. Again, another thing as well is press tab more often so we can see what the enemy's got, so we can see what your ultimates are like on your team. Why are we jumping here? Like, a lot of lower tier DPS players spend too much time shooting the barrier. The golden rule with barriers is only shoot barriers if it's the only thing to shoot. Like, that was a real nice shot there by your Ryan. We should just be able to push through and get the kills here, so yeah. Like, that's a mistake there, isn't it, as well? Like, it doesn't really matter because we're going to kill this Anna anyway. Or we'd hope we're going to kill the Anna. Yeah. Using Fan the Hammer at that range is not ideal, is it? We should just be looking to try and get the headshots with the primary fire rather than just going for the Fan the Hammer. But one thing I've got to say about Fan the Hammer is don't be worried or don't look down upon it if you do flash somebody and then just Fan the Hammer at point blank range into their body. I'm cool with that. Anything to secure the kill, I don't really care. One thing we've got to think about here, though, is what we're going to do with our ultimate. That's really nice there. Double tap the Sombra. We couldn't actually ask for more there. Also, our backline was getting pressure. We know they've got a Sombra, so maybe it would be better for us to look after our Zen because we know she's probably going to come for him again. This here is just That's just inexperience with ultimates. You say you've played Overwatch for over 100 hours, so you'd think that you're starting to get maybe familiar with enemy ultimates when they're coming online. We should have expected there would be a Graviton surge, so we need to not be with the team. We need to be away from that. The only person really who should be getting Gravitoned is kind of your Reinhardt, your front line. I know it's not as simple as that because Zarya can just run forward and grab the whole team. And also Zarya is really effective on this map just because of the way it's laid out, especially on Streets phase. But yeah, we still got a Deadeye. Like, again, we're positional. We've got to take this back. So I did say I didn't want to stop this as often as I normally do, but at some points we really have to do. All right, so we've got Deadeye available, so we've got to really think to ourselves, what is our positioning here? Where do we need to be? Where do we not want to be? We don't want to be right on the enemy, do we? We don't want to be on the front line. McCree wants to avoid being on the front line as often as possible. He only really wants to be near his supports or in sort of the mid-ground where he's not going to get pressured by the enemy. There are certain comps you can roll there's a very good McCree comp with Brigitte, and Brigitte sort of sits next to McCree, keeps him alive, and McCree can just do loads and loads of damage. But in this example here, we know the enemy team are rolling forward. We know they've got ultimates that they haven't used. I think you do get hit by the Earth Shatter. But this position here, we're kind of we're not doing anything, we're not really affecting anything. If we were further back, maybe to the crates behind us, we could look at a Deadeye, because we know they're going to push. We could Deadeye, even if our Reinhardt's got his barrier up, and even if their Reinhardt's got his barrier up, just the Deadeye alone will zone them away. And Deadeye is really powerful on this final point of the map. So I really want to focus on that. We get hit, yeah, so we get hit by the MP. They use 3 ultimates there, so actually that's pretty good for us. So we look at the ultimates that they've used. EMP, Hammer Down, Nano. That's really good for us. Okay, so it's always imperative to group up again before we push. It looks like we should be able to do that because the whole team died together. Okay, we're using the barrier. We're walking through the barrier. See, this is something which really annoys me as a Reinhardt player. You should never do this. Walking through the barrier. Like, where are we going? What are we doing here? We're going for a Deadeye from behind. That's just like... I mean, so... Okay, you'll probably sit there like, yeah, come on, huge Deadeye, huge play. But that is such a bot play. And I don't mean that negatively. I don't mean you're bad. I mean, look at it. You literally walk behind them. Watch this. So you just come out of the spawn, walk behind them and press Q. Any other team in any other rank would just kill you. They'd turn around and be like, what, a McCree? Anna would put, look, there's an Anna. Okay, we've got a Hanzo using his ult. Yeah, so we've got a Hanzo using his ult, and I think, was that, is it Moira with them? I think it might have been. But Anna would have just put you to sleep. Probably in plat and above, I'd say. Or at least they'd turn around and attack you. Really risky. But it's worked in this example, so hey, it's cool, man. But remember, yeah, don't try and focus on that kind of stuff too much, because just playing the standard stuff and doing that well is what gets you through the ranks in Overwatch, and doing it consistently. People have a major problem in this game with not being consistent. So remember what we're getting shot at here is a Hanzo. Why do we want to be tempting a random Hanzo arrow to our head? Don't do that. Always play with your barriers. Yeah, so you kind of were looking for the Sombra, but it was unlucky. We've been hacked. It doesn't really matter. We don't care. Like hacking a McCree, whatever. You can still shoot. Okay, think about right clicks at point blank. Like into a tank, right click, I'm totally happy with that. Like, that's fine. Okay, good. So we used a whole hog, which isn't the best ult, really. I mean, it's okay. I'm not too worried that we've used that to push the enemy away there. That's cool. We're not too far for Deadeye as well. Like, kind of, like, this is something that all McCree players do, right? And like everybody does this. But we've got to be really careful. So when we're playing around this corner here, we need to be very aware of the Hanzo arrows that are coming in. If we get picked off at the start of a fight, that is really, really bad for us. Yet 3 or 4 times there, we're peeking without a barrier. It doesn't really take much to say to your Reinhardt, Ryan, just hold your barrier. So if he just holds his barrier there, you can just sit there and shoot, right? So does this Reinhardt, let's just ask yourself a question. Does this Reinhardt have Earth Shatter? Is our positioning any good? Well, he might have Earth Shatter. And our positioning is terrible. Why? Because we're just standing by the payload. We're waiting to get hit. We're waiting to get grabbed. We're waiting to get Dragon Striked. We are not in a position to try and deal with what they're about to do to us. We're still looking for the Sombra. Like, you should be up here, right? I'd be there. I'd just buy the crates there, firing down into them. This gives you enough protection onto your back line. It allows you to fire into their front line. Then you just keep shooting. You just keep shooting. You just keep shooting. One thing I'm noticing with this play, and I notice this a lot with lower tier DPS players, like you can right-click into this. Like we should be right-clicking into that, rolling, right-clicking again. That is a ton of damage. That barrier is broke. Our team are doing okay because we're getting kills. But yeah, one thing I noticed with lower tier DPS players is they spend less time actually shooting. It sounds really crazy, right? I noticed this with Genji players as well. They'll jump around a lot and they won't actually be firing their shurikens. I'm like, well, why are they not attacking? It's really weird. Right, what is he trying to do? What is that Reinhardt trying to do? Why is he running forward like a brain-dead Reinhardt? Because he's going to do that, isn't he? But you've just flashed him, which is really, really nice. So kind of doesn't really... the point I was going to make of trying to counter-flash him, you did it anyway, so whatever. Cool. The other thing you can do with McCree as well is work with your Reinhardt. So it's kind of like Brigitte in a way where you can be like, Ryan, I'm going to flash their Ryan over the barrier, and then your Ryan can charge him. Or, you know, the rest of your team can just kill him. And there's the grab, which we just totally didn't respect. So if we lose this fight now, it's because we were basically waiting for the grab. So you see what I'm saying, right? Let's just go back through this fight here. So here we are again. We're all together. We've rolled forward. We're still not respecting the grab. We're actually losing the fight because we're 2 men down. We're still messing about. Pushing forward again. We get a kill. Now we're backing off. Now, this is the point where we have to think to ourselves, which way do we go? Do we go this way? Do we go that way? Well, we certainly do not go this way. Now, we know that grav is about to be used, but we would kind of know that anyway. You know there's a grav on the field. You don't need to be where the Roadhog is here on the payload, where literally everybody else is, just to get grabbed and then die to a Dragon Strike. You don't want that. You should be further back. Now, even if your team all die, which we know they do, but even if they all die here, but you were further back over here, you could then use your Deadeye. So you hit Q, that gives you coverage onto the mess which is happening there. And you might actually get some kills back, which might be enough to swing it back into your team's favor. Or it might cause their Reinhardt to put his barrier up, and so he's not doing damage, so people are not getting charged in the grab, and all kinds of stuff. So watch this as it plays through again. We're grabbed. Oh god, we're going to die. They VMP'd us as well. So again, they've used 3 ultimates there. Azen, unlucky with the Transcendence, but whatever. And now they're pushing forward, which is unlucky. The only good thing with this is everybody's kind of died together, so we should be able to push out together, which should be a bit of a win for us. What is the worst thing we could possibly do here? We know, don't we, ladies and gentlemen, it would be to just jump down onto the low ground into the fight when we could quite easily just pop a Deadeye as soon as this fight starts happening. So let's see what you do. So you drop down, not good. We walk to the back of the point. We're still not using Deadeye. Remember Deadeye zones, it's really good on this point of the map. Oh, we got really flustered there and died. Okay, let's go back and let me tell you what you should have done. Watch this. So we're walking out, we know they're pushing the payload. It's all going to go haywire. Now, what do? Now, if you press Q here, you are quite exposed, but it gives them something else to worry about. Something you could do is roll to the left, get close to the pillar, and then Deadeye down into this. However, just using Deadeye here is the right move. It's essentially the last fight. They're pushing the payload in here. We need to do something, right? The worst thing we could do, which is what you did, is walk down into the fight and then just die. So, yeah. And the rest is all she wrote, as they say, ladies and gentlemen. Or, like now, we Deadeye from the back here. Which, honestly, I thought you were going to do, but then it's like, oh, God, we're just getting hammered. I'm not saying Deadeye would work. I'm not saying Deadeye would cause anything major to happen, but we don't want to die with our ultimate when it's the last fight. And they've, like, clearly got point control, which is unlucky. We could get a huge shot maybe off the Ryan. Now maybe we go for the Deadeye. So you kind of... This is a weird one. The enemy team should have took that. I don't know why they didn't. Reinhardt's killing everyone, so maybe he got a bigger shot, actually. Okay, nice. But then it actually turned out that we didn't need to use Deadeye then. But hey, I'm cool with that. It was desperate times. So that's actually really strange. Like, the enemy team should have taken that point. No. Who made that call? Go back. That was a bad call. Look. You can push. You could kill her. Brig called back. You could push and kill. Maybe he's worried about Sombra. But you could have just gone forward there and got the kill there on that Zarya, which would have screwed them up for another 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, waiting on respawns. This is, again, a bit risky, innit? We don't want to peek the corner here. Remember, because they've got a Hanzo and we will instantly die, always play with the barriers. Always think about positioning. You're stuck to the payload too much as well, which is another thing you need to get out of your head. Think about fan the hammer there. I mean, you still landed your shots anyway, so I'm cool with that. Think about aggressive, like, okay, now we're rolling again. Like, when I say an aggressive roll, I don't mean rolling towards them. I just mean rolling in the fight. You're not doing this enough. Now you can roll. Like, why are we reloading? This is happening all the way throughout this game. In fact, if we'd rolled there to the left or to the right, we might not have gotten caught in the grab. I mean, this could be a symptom of adapting to the new McCree, because obviously he's got a faster roll than he did before. I know, I'll admit that has suffered. I've suffered with that, not realizing I can roll as often, and it looks like they're going to definitely take it now. Okay, so let's jump forward. Let's see what we get team comp wise, which is fine. I'm going to say that's okay. What are the chats? Did our DPS kill someone? Not really. I got Goldie Limbs as tank. Something is wrong. Got silver damage as healer. Well, I mean, it doesn't... It's about effective elimination. It's about effective damage. It's not really about having the highest damage and the highest limbs. Obviously, that helps if you DPS. It means that you are shooting people. But this doesn't help anybody. Like, this is just saying, like, oh, our DPS is so bad, we've lost the game. Yeah. So, I don't know what... I'm level 100. I don't know what that means. Got only, like, 100... No. See, you don't have to make excuses. Screw these guys. Just ignore it, right? I mean, when people start talking like that, unless you are playing really, really bad, which I don't think you are, I think you're still doing okay, then just mute them. Because what the hell do they know? See, you've got silver damage, silver limbs. I'd say that's kind of okay, right? But we're not really interested in that. What we're interested in is the accuracy statistics, which I'll pause on. Okay, so what we're interested in here is getting McCree accuracy to 40% plus. That's going to be difficult. That's just going to come down to practice. Practice. Now, there's loads of things you can do for practice. Things like, you know, you can play against the bots. You can just play loads of quick play. But the best practice you'll get is actually playing in competitive, which is the problem, right? So just grind out comp games. Just try and make the right decisions all the time. Okay, so what's our plan here? We need to stay with our tanks, and we need to just... You see, so here, I wouldn't really be bothered, or really wouldn't mind just fan the hammer, roll fan the hammer. I mean, their Reinhardt is sort of hidden. Now, our problem is we're not maintaining good position. So we're letting the tanks move forward while we're sitting a bit too far in the back, because we could have pushed in with them. Our Reinhardt's gone in and he's dead. We're sort of getting a bit confused as to what we should be doing. We're just spamming into a barrier. Remember, only shoot the barrier if the barrier is the only thing to shoot. If you can actually shoot somebody, then shoot them, because you'll get ult charge, right? Okay, good disengage, but why are we poking in front of the Reinhardt barrier? Please play with the Reinhardt all of the time. You should never be going through the barrier. Like, for you to move through the barrier now is such a stupid move, right? It makes no sense. Like, what is this? Why do we need to do this now? What happens if we take a helix and then some other fire and die? Well, we've died because of that. All right, think about position. Think about going around the statue, but we're just going to walk forward, okay? Okay, everyone's dead again, so we can't really win this fight. We need to look to back out here. Okay, we're backing out. This is back out. Riptide's going to get us, maybe. Okay, unlucky. The fight was lost, but we still kind of committed to it, and it's like, and then we die. But hey, at least they're using ultimates, right? They used Nano, they used Riptide, so it's like, okay, whatever. They've probably got Zarya Graviton now, though. We've got Deadeye. Now, one thing... Again, like we talk about access to the point, you are going through here, which I don't particularly mind, right? That's cool. I don't mind it if you wrap around the statue as well, you know, or stay with the Reinhardt, or if your team push together or whatever, that's cool. But do think about going through here maybe sometimes. Because if you get up onto the high ground here, remember you can drop down the window and then go up to the high ground and then get to here. Now, if you're over here, that's a great point to Deadeye the entire map. Now, you could actually do this as your team push in. So as your team push in from here to the point, you could run upstairs, go here, drop down the window, run up the stairs, get to the high ground, Deadeye. It's an option. Okay, so now we've got a Winston instead of the Wrecking Ball, which I think Wrecking Ball is quite good on this map. unlucky. But that's a 1-for-1, right? We haven't lost our main tank, so we can still go. I think this is just a bit of a frustrating one because this is like this random peak stuff. I really don't like it. We've got a Reinhardt right next to us. Please use the barrier. Like if I was playing against you and you're not in the barrier, I'm just shooting you because I'm like, what is this guy doing? It's so easy to kill him. You could Deadeye. You could totally Deadeye here as well. If I would Deadeye 100% here just to force them away. Remember, don't think about kills with Deadeye. Don't think about trying to do crazy flanks. It is a zoning ultimate. If you can get a kill with it, it's like we could Deadeye that as well. We could Deadeye this. Both support ults used at the same time on our team. Better safe than not. Still not using our Deadeye, which is really bad. We should have used Deadeye. And now we're losing the fight. Nice. That was real nice. We can just Deadeye. Please, Deadeye. Okay, like, that fight there could have been much easier if you just used Deadeye. Okay, nice. Like, I do like the fact that, you know, a bit of the tech, you know, flashing over the Reinhardt barrier to stun him and then try and do damage. But you can push forward here. Like, the fight is won. We can go forward. And as you can see, you've got the gold medals now. So, hey, don't worry about people calling you out on DPS. If you know you're doing the right stuff, even if they call you out, they're stupid. You know, you are still doing the right thing, right? That is beautiful. Like, that there is really good. So you do have the accuracy in bursts. Like, there are little bursts where you show me really good accuracy, but then we just kind of lose it sometimes. All right, so hopefully we use the barrier as we push forward here. Yeah. Often, what teams will do is chase the defenders here just to get cleanup kills on them, but because they're kind of together anyway, we don't really want to chase them. We know they don't have grab. They've probably got shatter. So if we work off the premise if they've got shatter, this is going to be a really nice stun. Nearly. He was bubbled. But we can see he's using shatter. So let's just go back. As I was trying to make my point before you attempted the flash. What should we do here? Like, what is the action here? What is the plan? The plan is to just go this way, isn't it? It's to just back off and then use Deadeye to counter what they're going to hit you with. Because if Reinhardt uses his Earth Shatter, which we now know he does, and then charges, which they generally do. They usually Earth Shatter, Fire Strike, and charge. He's been nanoed as well, so you wouldn't have killed him. But if you backed off and then popped Deadeye, you might have got a few kills there. I think it wouldn't have really mattered anyway, given how hard they just smashed your team in there. But I don't think we're using Deadeye enough, and this is causing us to sort of... We're a bit hesitant with it. Remember, it charges really quick. You know, you land the shots, it's going to charge. Okay, so what we're trying to do here now is we know they don't really have that much left in terms of ultimates. They've probably got attack visor. Nice kill by your Reaper. Like, what are we firing at? Maybe we should help Ryan.
I got you.
Don't know where that's going to be bad times for us. Where's that coming from? Yeah, unlucky. Okay, whatever. Unlucky. Like, sometimes you will just be caught in a position where you can't really do anything. You know, okay, you can blame your positioning on that and all of that stuff, but what the hell could you have done there? It was a total mess, and then there was a Riptide coming from God knows where, and then it was just going to kill us. So, hey, whatever. Okay, we still got this Deadeye, though. Like, we've held on to this Deadeye for way too long. It looks like our Ryan's just gone in with the shatter. Right then, got a decision to make, haven't we? I've got you in my sights, says Big Bad Soldier. What should we do here? I'm going to roll back and press Q because I'm going to hope that his tack visor is going to lock onto all of this in front of us first, and then we'll just kill him as he's doing it. Let's see what you do. Tack visor in the bubble. Deadeye. Please, Deadeye. Holy God, there's so many bubbles. Just Deadeye. Unlucky. Our soldier's going to push forward with his. Chase her. Yes. Good. We can still go forward. We don't have to come back to the payload it. Like, now is the time to push forward on this map and take a good position. Like, I mean, look what you could do, right? You could just walk here, shoot down into there, right? But be aware in case they've got a hands or whatever, you know, but they don't at the moment, but maybe they've swapped to it. Or we go around the side here. It's a bit more risky, but we might be able to get a few cheeky shots into them. But then we need to be looking to move back, because what we don't want to do is sort of sit in this area there and just get killed. Like, if we walked round here, round to the side, We've got no support. We're McCree. We're the most diveable character in the game. We'll just die. We don't want that. Well, I guess McCree is more diveable than Zen, because Zen can use Transcendence, and then run away. Anyway, what I'd be doing here is 100% moving here and just having a look, trying to get some shots down into there, being a nuisance, right? That's what I'd be looking to do, not just stand on the payload, because it's like a common fallacy with Overwatch players that they're like, oh my god, get 3 on the payload. It doesn't matter. So long as you've got 1 on the payload, that's it, right? It's such a small, minuscule speed boost that it doesn't really matter. It's much better for you to be forward, killing people. Like, we could have been on the high ground as well for a cheek Deadeye. Finally, we used Deadeye. Didn't get any kills, but it annihilated the Reinhardt barrier and it put damage out. So it's still, it's still a good ultimate to use. It's really good on this point on attack at the end, like really, really good. Unfortunate that guy's left your team. That is really unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. Unlucky. But don't worry about it. Oh, he's back. Okay, he's back. Okay, whatever. It's cool. Right, what are we looking to do? Sort of go around the side, get a cheeky kill. I don't mind this. Good disengage as well. We can flash him. Yeah. Ban the hammer. Yeah. But now we need to get the hell out because they're using everything. So maybe we are going to get out here, actually. Yeah, good move. I was going to say, you can't... No. Why are we even going back? Oh, my God. Why are you doing this? You got out, then you went back in to die. You are feeding. Oh, my God. Run away. They're now feeding. This is a bit weird. You were feeding. They're feeding. Everybody's feeding. Yeah. Right, we've almost got another Deadeye, though. So it means we can use Deadeye to push again. Now, they've probably got Grav. Shatter as well, probably. But we can Grav. Like, when his barrier's gone, just bloody you... Well, not Grav. When his barrier's gone, use Deadeye. Just Deadeye them. It's going to push them back. It's going to give you positioning. What is he doing? No. We should have just carried on with primary fire there. Watch the trap. Nice. See, look at that. That is real nice. You have got like flick accuracy. I really like that. Deadeye. That would have been a YOLO Deadeye. That was a bad advice Deadeye for me. Unfortunately, you've got a problem with pressing Q. So, yeah. Why is this guy on Bastion? Oh, my God. What's he going to do? Like, Bastion, if he gets on the payload, fair enough. But it's getting him set up. That's the problem, especially at this point. Okay, what is this? This is 25 seconds left, isn't it? So what does that mean? It means it's the last fight. It means we're going to use all of our ultimates, doesn't it, in this fight? It means we're not going to get back. If we die with our ultimate, we are the worst. We are literally a feeder. We use our ulti. Use our ulti. You see this thing again? Like, look, you are not firing. Like, why are we not shooting here? What the hell? And then suddenly we decide, just shoot, man. For God's sake. Put more bullets down range. You're going to hit more people. You're going to do more damage, right? What are we doing here? This is very risky. Because if their Reinhardt earth shatters us now, we're just feeding our brains out because we're not using the barrier. Look, he's looking for it. Hanzo. Oh, pressure the Hanzo. Yeah. Get the high ground. And no! We should have then got the high ground to the left and used Deadeye. Oh, my God. That was really poorly played. Looks like we're winning, though. Now, at this point, yeah, swap to Soldier and run back faster. Roll. Come on, roll. Oh, my God. What the hell are you doing? Like, what the hell is this? It's overtime. We need to capture the point. We've got to get back as fast as possible. And we're just like, yeah, I'll spray the floor and emote. What? No.
Nice one, guys.
Right, luckily, Bastion on the payload is a bit OP. Well, hard to count. So let's go forward. Let's see what we go for this time on attack. Looks like we've got a Pharah this time. We've got 2 healers. Yeah, Brig would be fine here. And then a Reinhardt. Come on, pick a Reinhardt, man. Pick a Reinhardt, dude. Yes. Okay. I think this team comp's fine. All you need to do with this team comp is just walk into the enemy. If you stay with your Brig, it's going to be Gucci for you. You're going to get healing. She's Brig, so she's amazing. And, yeah. And if you're Mei, do not do this, because this is feeding your brains out as well. You've just showed us that you've got a Mei, which is the most retarded thing you could possibly do, because now we're just going to wait for that to go and then walk in. Then you cannot wall us, right? So Mei's entire function to use the wall to cut off somebody as they walk in has been completely wasted by that Mei player, because they think, oh, I'm blocking them. No, what that Mei player should do is wall now, right? And then it's Reinhardt on his own, maybe with a Brig, and then they're both dead. Okay, they've got an Orisa this time. More of a meta kind of pick. King's Row defense. It's fine. We're like, yeah, just stay with your team. Like, there's no. We should flash that big fat diva right next to us. Unlucky. I mean, they do have a Bastion sitting in the corner, which I think is going to be very difficult for your team to break. At this level, probably because it requires a bit more coordination. It requires let me just talk about this for a second, because when you've got a Bastion in the corner like that, it's like, how do you beat that? What the hell? Well, the way to beat that is with rotation of your whole team. It's for your whole team to take the high ground above the Bastion, force the Bastion to move, and then just wreck the rest of their team. But that's not going to happen at this level. In fact, that's rarely going to happen at GM. Players will try and do it, but it's difficult because you've got so little time here to adapt. It's very hard. That's going to be a nice flash, fan the hammer. Or you just pro kill, love it. So, your team did really well here. Kind of strange how the Bastion just got killed there, but hey, whatever, we took the point. It's good for us. We got a Deadeye. And again, our stats are looking decent. It'd be good if our accuracy was a bit better, but hey, you know, it's fine. You know, at the end of the day, you are a Silver McCree player, so you're not going to just roll out with 40% plus accuracy. You're going to have to work on it. And remember as well, as you go up through the tiers, well, I say that, you've got 40% weapon accuracy, so that actually is pretty good. But when you go up through the tiers, people become better at moving, so it's harder to hit them. And if the enemy have got, like, Tracers and Sombras and Genjis, it's more difficult to hit them than it is an Orisa, a Diva, you know, a Hog and stuff like that. And also on this map, I'd say it's generally easier to hit people because we kind of know where they're coming from. Somebody above us, yeah.
Yvonne's out behind us.
Got called by the Ana, but you knew she was there, so you could have called that. Right. Deadeye. Their barrier has just been destroyed. Their Orisa is dead. Their Bastion is using his ult. We need to Deadeye. Yeah. That is like a YOLO, I'm so great, I'm going to walk around the back and Deadeye. What you should have done is just Deadeyed now. Like, so what? It would have been more effective than walking away out of the fight. Or you should have been, I mean, really, you should have been further back for the Deadeye. But, yeah, we're screwed now. This now is like, I don't know. Maybe you're thinking like, yeah, I'm going to get like a 4-man Deadeye and somehow I'm going to carry. But, yeah, no. No, unlucky. But not too bad, though. Like, we didn't have a lot of time. They had a cheesy Bastion comp, and we managed to push that through. So I'm cool with that. All right, let's go forward. Looks like your team are going to go Bastion as well. Okay. All right, then. So the Bastion's going to set up. Basically, it looks like your team is just going to do what the enemy team did. Fair enough. It's only a minute and 20, so... We can use the barrier to peek. Like, we could look through the barrier and see if anyone's coming from the high ground or whatever. Because if they had a Pharah, we could shoot them. All right. Where do we want to go now? We want to back off to where the Reinhardt is on our team. See, we're not looking after the hotel. We've lost our Orisa. Unlucky. Flashbanging into somewhere where we know there's nothing. Or where we have no idea what's going on is a weird one. That Bastion was a weird one. Oh my god, this is just a mess now. Like, we don't ever really want to be in the middle of a fight like this because we're just going to die. Like, and that is a positional problem. You need to anticipate where they come from and change your position to sort of accept them onto you, into your range, not be in the middle of a fight because you just will die. Because McCree cannot function in the middle of a fight. You just have to go straight into shooting whatever the hell is on the screen and just go complete pure reaction and hope that people don't kill you. But you're just so squishy, you're just going to die. Now, here, it's going to be really hard for us to retake this with what we've got. We need to be thinking about not being here, really, but we're kind of committed now, and this is a big problem for us. Our Reinhardt is dead. We're now dead, so at this point, we're just sort of... We need to die as fast as possible, not do this. Because the longer we delay, the worse it's going to be for us. So we need to rely on our team regrouping here before they engage. Now, if they've got a Bastion, like what they should do, this team, is they should stick a Bastion on the payload and just walk through and win. It is a mega cheesy strat at this point in King's Row because you cannot swap, right? Your problem as well is your McCree. You're still not rolling for movement. I don't know why you're not doing this. You can do it in spawn, you know. I'd swap to something that could just... I'd be on a soldier, you know, or a tracer or something just to get back quick. Because if we're not there, you know, our team are fighting a 3v6 there. This is really, really risky for us. I know you've nearly got a Deadeye, but, like, all the enemy team had to do was push forward there, and it could have been really bad for us. May seems to have done quite well for us, though. Wow. Why are we doing that? Like, why are we rushing forward? Like, we are... This is such a... I mean, oh, my God. This is why you are silver. I don't understand this. It's overtime, yeah? They win this fight, they win the game. We walk forward in front of everybody and then try and flashbang the Reinhardt. That is not the move. This is like insanity. Now, I don't know what happens here. So we're going to just... hang on. We're just going to go back a bit. Right? And I'll tell you what you should do. Because you should not do what you just did. You should be here, firing into them. Just keep shooting them, farm Deadeye, then use Deadeye. That's what you do. Instead, we walk forward. We flash the Ryan. Actually got no value from that whatsoever. We're way out of position now. Deadeye. So at least you use Deadeye here. Okay, that's okay. I mean, it's still damaged the barrier. It's still pushed them back. Huge Earth Shatter there. That's going to secure the win.
Nice one, guys.
And there we go. Okay. Okay. Press tab. Okay. I don't know. I guess not. Whatever. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's been OverAnalyzed. If you'd like to send a video clip in for consideration to appear on this series, then do follow the instructions that have been on the screen. This was this McCree has got good accuracy, does have quite bad positioning. McCree does get punished heavily for bad positioning. Try not to be on the front line as often as possible. Or well, as often as you are. Try and maintain a more mid-ranged position. You don't ever really want to get caught inside the enemy, and please use your ultimate. You're not using it enough. And use your roll as well. When you're shooting and rolls available, you should never be doing a manual reload. You should be rolling and then shooting again. Because remember, it's only a 6-second cooldown now. It's going to be up more often. You're going to have more bullets. You're going to do more damage. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa. This Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming. And I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.